Laura Southgate, naturopath, and today I'm talking about poo. I've been talking about poo all week, so I have some more poo tips for you, especially if pooing is something that you find could be easier. Okay, that's what we're talking about today. I am very proud to say, as a professional, I am really good at helping people to poo. Whether they need to poo more or they need to poo less, I'm the lady. And it's never something that I thought when I was growing up I would ever have on my list of professional claims to fame. Anyway, so there you go, how to poo better. So there are 3 things that you can do to help your poo come out more easily, all right? 2 are to do with food, and 1 is to do with a little trick that you can use that's really simple. So first of all, water. Water, 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 water. I can't say it enough. In the Chinese have a proverb that says, if there's no water, the ship won't sail. Now, apart from having to say that very carefully, it's very true, because water mixes with the fiber that you eat and swells up in your intestines. Okay, without the water, the fiber has nothing to absorb, and it will just not work very well, because your bowels work so your rectum is the holding area for your poo, and basically when it's full, your brain gets a signal, and then the brain sends back the urge to go to the loo. But unless the rectum is stretched, then you will not get a signal to your brain, and the brain will not send back the urge to go to the loo. So it's really important that you drink enough water to swell up the fiber that you're eating, so you do get that urge to go to the loo. So, a standard human adult needs 1.5 to 2 litres of water. That does not include any caffeinated drinks, because they are revenue neutral as far as liquid and hydration are concerned. So it needs to be water or herbal teas, decaffeinated, uncaffeinated herbal teas. So we're talking about poo. We're talking about how to make poo happen more easily for you. I am an expert, a professional expert in helping people to poo, either more or less, depending on what they need. And today we are talking about how to poo more easily. And so first of all, water. Second of all, fiber, right? Fiber is so important. Fiber is also really interesting. Well, I'm a naturopath, so I geek out on that kind of thing. But fiber is soluble or insoluble. Now, the soluble fiber dissolves in water, and it forms this mucilage. And the mucilage is full of fiber, but it's also quite gloopy. So it is a lubricant for your bowel. So it helps the fecal matter move through your bowel more easily, basically. So that's preventing dry, hard stools. And then you have the insoluble fiber, and that's the stuff that, when you cut through the broccoli stalk, you can see that fiber, those strips of fiber, that is insoluble. It doesn't dissolve, but it forms like a broom, and it sweeps its way through your intestines, and it brings with it all the toxins. It absorbs bile from your liver absorbs into the fiber. The bile absorbs toxins and then absorbed into fiber, and there's enough fiber to make a lovely big bowel movement and empty your bowels of all of those toxins. Okay, so fiber is really important, not just to make you poo, but to detoxify you. Okay, your bowel is your major channel of elimination. It's really important. The naturopathic gold standard is to poo 3 times a day, once for each meal. So we've covered water, right? So water is really important to help you poo, and fiber is really important to help you poo. So what you need for fiber is half a plate of vegetables twice a day. Yeah, so a little bit of lettuce in your sandwich at lunchtime is not enough for the poo. You need more, okay? More fiber, please. So half a plate. And then you need to add something to your breakfast as well. So whether that is a piece of fruit that you're adding into your oats or your linseed, but breakfast cereals just don't really contain anything but refined grain, which has no fiber, or very little fiber, and sugar. So that is just not good. If you suffer from constipation, ditch the cereals. In fact, if you don't suffer from anything, ditch the cereals. They're utterly rubbish food, nutritionally empty, and just really bad for you, actually. So eat something that's delicious and whole and good for you. So my last tip is, so we've covered water, 1.5 to 2 litres a day, fibre, half a plate of veg at lunch and evening meal and a piece of fruit at breakfast. And the last tip is about putting your knees up. So putting yourself into a squat position. Now, this is really important because that's actually the position that human beings are designed to poo in. We are not designed to poo seated, which is what our toilets do, basically. So, yeah, so when you are seated, your poo got to come down and go around the corner, and that is just more difficult than coming straight out. So be aware of that, and also be aware that I'm not asking you to squat on your toilet seat. It'd be a bit messy, but a bit of mud on your toilet seat would be no good. But you can just put your knees up, so you can use a bin or a step that you probably got in your bathroom anyway. So put it in front of the loo and put your feet on it, okay? And what that will do, as long as your knees are higher than your hips, right? So your knees must be higher than your hips, that will put you into a squat position. And that may mean your poo can just come straight out. So knees higher than hips. And if you have some functional issues with your bowel, so you might have a prolapse or other more serious bowel conditions like inflammatory bowel disease, and you have problems moving your bowel, then you might want to buy a Squatty Potty, who have a wonderful advert of a unicorn making a big rainbow poo. So that's worth a Google. But Squatty Potties actually lift your knees up higher, and what they do, they put you into a real true squat, and that is when your thighs are actually pressing on your abdomen. So the pressure that you exert just by being in that position helps your body to squat and empty properly. So I hope that has been useful. So in summary, for pooing more easily, because poos should be easy, they should not be a big deal, they should not take a long time. We want water, 1.5 to 2 litres, fibre, half a plate twice a day, and a piece of fruit at breakfast, and knees higher than your hips. That's all for now, people. I will be back. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me have all of your poo related questions and I'll be delighted to help. I'll be back. See you soon. Bye.